All right, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good cryptocurrency FUD stuff for you today. It smells like 2018 in here, and, well, you guys all love the drama. It's why you're watching. You love the gigantic red numbers that you're seeing. It's why I'm your 17th favorite cryptocurrency YouTube channel, and I hope to become your 16th favorite one day. Bam! But the first thing that I want to talk to you about is that a Bitcoin margin call, if the world's leading cryptocurrency drops below 21,000, Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy will be forced to pay up. And, well, quite frankly, so will we. So we all know that Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy has basically bought more Bitcoin than basically anybody in the world every other day. Back from 2019 till about now, they bought billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, and if it falls below 21,000, they're going to have to pay a lot of money. That's going to force them to sell a whole bunch of Bitcoin. It's going to drop the price even further, and that's just MicroStrategy. So people are, as Bitcoin is falling, people are being forced to pay up basically every day as it's falling further and further. And that's no different from any other day, but the more and more it falls, the more margin calls that are being brought in currently. However, if MicroStrategy is called in, that's going to be pretty devastating for Bitcoin. Now, I don't think that's, of course, going to be the end of cryptocurrency or anything like that. We've certainly seen worse in the cryptocurrency world, and it'll just be a nice positive buying opportunity, but it's still temporarily devastating nonetheless. So let's get rid of all the Fortune.com ads, probably a world record for the most ads on any website. Congratulations, Fortune.com. Michael Saylor is perhaps one of the most fervent supporters of Bitcoin on the planet, and that's saying something given the almost cult-like community behind the world's leading cryptocurrency. Thanks, guys. Saylor, the MIT graduate, co-founder, CEO of the business intelligence firm MicroStrategy, has become a hero to the Bitcoin faithful ever since the company began stockpiling the cryptocurrency in August 2020. Okay, I was wrong. It wasn't in 2019, 2020. So what? The CEO has gone so far as to call Bitcoin freedom and the most universally desirable property in space and time. Okay, I'll accept that one. And at Bitcoin 2022 Miami, the Bitcoin event worldwide, Saylor was met by thousands of cheering fans. Saylor's Bitcoin appetite has grown so much that the CEO is now borrowing millions from banks to add more to the cryptocurrency to MicroStrategy's balance. So the collateral, that's right, more Bitcoin. So he added another 215 million worth of Bitcoin at an average purchase price of 44,645 per coin in the first quarter. SEC filings show bringing its total holdings to 129,218 Bitcoin acquired for 3.97 billion or $30,700 per coin. So, again, if it dips below 21,000, at least according to the article, he's going to get margin called something fierce, and MicroStrategy is going to have to pay a whole bunch of Bitcoin, and they're going to lose their position something fierce. That's going to send the price of Bitcoin probably down something fierce, considering they hold 129,000 Bitcoin. Now, that's not a lot of Bitcoin in terms of the fact that there's something like nearly 19 million Bitcoin in existence, something like that. I haven't checked on the full supply just yet, or recently anyway. But that is a lot of money, nearly $4 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, all of that wouldn't be margin called, but it would be a pretty big shock. And, well, the whole economy worldwide not doing so good since the COVID shutdowns. Basically, all governments worldwide, at least most of them, particularly so the U.S., printed a lot of money to stay afloat, as governments worldwide told everybody to stay home and not go to work, and we'll just print a whole bunch of money for you to stay home and not work. It just probably wasn't the greatest idea. I get it. But again, economically, wasn't the greatest idea. And the U.S. printed the most money. In fact, they printed something like 40 to 60% of all of the U.S. dollars in existence in 2020 alone. Just to give you a sheer idea. So of all of the money ever printed, the United States ever did, was like 40 to 60%, something like that. Basically, like half of it was printed in just 1 year of 2020. So very bad, not good. And that caused now in this year about 9% inflation. So they say, I believe it's way in the double digits. Europe is like something like half of that, but from the friends that I have in Europe, they say it's also pretty bad. And basically countries did that worldwide. Now there's supply crises, all this sort of thing. So people are selling their Bitcoin in order to pay their bills and this, that, and the other thing. Now the stock markets are not doing so good, particularly Netflix. Netflix is the joke of the stock market world at the moment. If you had invested into Netflix, if you thought Bitcoin was bad, brace yourself, put on your roller coaster straps, your 5-point harness for Netflix. If you guys haven't, like, you thought GameStop was bad, that whole shorting crisis of GameStop and like the price going up and shorting the shorters and stuff like that. If you thought Bitcoin going down after 2017 from $20,000 to $3,000, you think Bitcoin is bad, you think people are like, you're going to shoot your eye out, kid, when you're getting a Red Ryder BB gun, you think people saying you're going to lose all your money when you're investing into Bitcoin, no, you're going to lose all your money if you invest into Netflix. Check out this sousy meme, guys. Check out Netflix. Watch this roller coaster ride. Now, if you guys know the show The Price is Right, and they have that little game on there with the Himalayan guy who climbs up the mountain and they play that little yodeling sound. Just play that in the background. I don't want a copyright strike, but just play that in your head. Doodle 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 doodle, little yodeling sound of going up and up and up and up. $600. Wow, $700. We're making a whole bunch of money. Oh my dear Lord. Wow. $173. In less than a year. This is November 17th, approximately the all-time high. Within a few short months, we were at $173. If you were an investor in Netflix, you have vomited into your own shirt. In fact, have you ever been so filthy wasted and you're in a really nice house and you have vomited because you haven't made it into outside or to the bathroom, and you have to take your shirt and you actually take the bottom of your shirt like this and you vomit into your shirt and you're holding it and you're like, I don't know where the bathroom is, I don't know where a sink is, and you're holding your own vomit. That's what you're doing if you have Netflix stock right now. Ouch. Are they even a dividend stock? No, they are not a dividend stock. So you're not even getting nothing. You're not even like, oh, you know what? At least I'm still getting dividends. At least I can buy more Netflix stock and get more dividends. You're not even getting dividends. This is the hugest meme I've ever seen. Get wrecked. However, let's see here. We're on cryptocurrency Reddit here, and there's some nasty margin calls. Let me try to find them here for you guys. There are some nasty margin calls in the crypto market as well, and I had them up. And I would have liked to show them to you, but I had lost them, and I could easily edit this video. There's just no time to edit, gentlemen. There's an economic crisis. Do you think I have time to edit? We're losing money here, gentlemen. Time is money. There's no time to edit. There's no time. More than $840 million liquidated in crypto futures over the last 24 hours. Wrecked. So 1 hour wrecked is $104 million. 24 hours is $847 million in futures. Oh my dear Lord. I made a video like 2 days ago and Bitcoin was at like $36,000. It's at $31,000. So we're going down. We're all having fun here though. We're having a lot of fun. El Salvador also having a lot of fun as well. They're the ones that were the first to legalize Bitcoin as tender. El Salvador's Bitcoin bond reportedly hasn't lured a single investor, and markets are bracing for a default on conventional debt. Now El Salvador's conventional bonds due in 2032 yield 24%, a level that suggests markets are bracing for a default. Investors aren't flocking to El Salvador's Bitcoin bond, and in fact, the crypto-backed offering hasn't drawn a single buyer, according to Bloomberg. Not even one person. Millennial President Nayib Bukele is seeking $1 billion for the crypto-backed bond, though instead of financing, he's received skepticism from credit agencies and the International Monetary Fund, which makes sense from the IMF. Because it's Bitcoin, and they're the IMF, which is, I'm pretty sure they're actually the devil. If you reword this, it probably spells out the devil as an acronym in some way, shape, or form. But the IMF, the devil, previously criticized Bukele's call to make Bitcoin legal tender and has called the government to reconsider its reliance on the cryptocurrency because they're the devil. And they didn't sell their soul to the IMF. But, however, it still is what it is, not doing so good, and hasn't lured in a single investor. So that's not good either. So the world is kind of on fire. We're just sort of waiting on somebody to pour kerosene on it so we can sort of reset this economy. Moving on, 40% of Bitcoin investors are now underwater. So, yeah, this sort of tastes like 2018. It smells like 2018, too. It smells like somebody ripped a gigantic fart in the room that I'm in right now, and it smells a lot like 2018. 2018, in case you guys don't remember, I was also a crypto tubing. In 2018, and I remember that there was no good news to find and bring to you guys in 2018. Every single day was terrible news, so I just basically had to search for news and tutorials and things to find, to mine, and things like that weren't entirely terrible. And that was terrible. It was sort of like the South Park episode where Butters had to manage Cartman's social media account. And he was he was really mentally drained because he had to filter out everybody's terrible comments, and it was really mentally draining. And that was basically what it was. And it was physically impossible because it was nothing but bad news. And there was really nothing positive to actually bring you guys. And that was 2018. And that's what it's like this year. So I really don't think there's anything really good to bring. So, buying right now is a good opportunity. However, I still think the markets are actually going to continue to go down a little bit. That's just my opinion. I would like to be wrong on that sort of thing, but I think they're going to continue to go down. How low, I really don't know. But I don't think we're at the bottom yet. And that goes for the stock market, and that goes for many other things as well, the general economy and cryptocurrency as a whole. However, I believe this cyclical process is very similar to 2018, 2019-ish as well, and that in 2012 there was a Bitcoin halving and the price of Bitcoin exploded in 2013. There was a Bitcoin halving in 2016 and it really didn't explode until 2017. There was a Bitcoin halving in 2020 and it sort of exploded in 2021, or at least late 2020 kind of thing. And that's going to be the case with 2024. The Bitcoin halves, and I think March or May. I'll actually get back with you guys on that one. It's not too hard to Google either, the exact-ish date of when Bitcoin halves in 2024. It's something like March or May. I can't remember the exact month. And it's usually 6 to 9-ish months or so, give or take, when Bitcoin typically explodes in price after a halving. And it really doesn't last that long. It's sort of like that year, like a 6 to 8 month period of when it explodes in price after a halving, and then it sort of dies off for a couple years until it happens again with another halving. So if you don't hold on and sell during that period at the high point, you sort of miss out on it. And that's sort of Bitcoin. I'm not going to lie in that sense. I'm not going to lie. Bitcoin is a ephemeral selling period where you wait for a halving, you wait for it to go up about 9 months later, you sell it, and then you buy at the low period, and then you wait a few more years, and then you sell it. That's the way it has been. And of course, there are other buying periods in between. There are fad periods, there are NFTs in between, there's DeFi yield periods in between, DEXs to check out, airdrops, other tokens and things like that. I'm not saying there aren't things to be investing in between, but if you're just talking Bitcoin, which is sort of the market factor in all of this, It's the halvings. So 2024, 9 months later, approximately 2025 is when I see a big movement. And of course, there could be some good news in between. And that good news could be anything from like Amazon accepting it or Tesla accepting it or Elon Musk accepting Bitcoin for something like that. You know, some kind of good news that comes out and people get all excited for, that sort of thing. So 40% of Bitcoin investors are now underwater, new data shows. Don't even think I really need to read this one. You guys get the point. El Salvador just bought the dip, 500 coins at an average price of $30,000. Well, I hope they do well with that. But again, I think the price is going to continue to go down. So be prepared to buy the dip again, El Salvador. Well, there was the article I had for you guys. Right? 16th favorite YouTuber. Come on, upvote me, guys. Upvote me, right? 16th favorite? Right? Who wants to move me up from 17th place? Pro traders adopt a hands-off approach as Bitcoin price explores new lows. This is sort of what I'm talking about here. You know, like stop the trading. You know, just keep buying. Just relax. You know, it's gonna be a while. This is a bad time. Economically, this is a bad time for stocks. This is a bad time for bonds. This is a bad time for everything. I mean, if you're watching, Fox Business, if you're watching MSNBC, if you're watching these, economic talk shows, even they don't know what to do. Do you hold on to your money in a bank account? Do you invest your money and watch it drop? Do you invest your money into crypto and watch it drop? Do you slowly day trade your money? People don't know what to do right now. Do you take out your money and wait for the bottom and think it's the bottom and buy in just to have it drop even more? People don't know what to do right now. The only thing I can say is just use that dollar cost average and attempt to be buying in slowly over time. That's just the best way to do it, as if this is just any other year and we're waiting for those Bitcoin halvings. I still say that one of the biggest Bitcoin halvings is going to be 2032, and that's when Bitcoin is going to be under 1 Bitcoin per block. That's going to be the first year that Bitcoin is actually under 1 BTC per block reward, per Coinbase reward. And I think that's going to be huge. I think that's going to be big in the news. I think that's going to be historically memorable, if you will. So Bitcoin's current 20% drop over the past 4 days has put its price at its lowest level in 9 months. And while these movements might seem extraordinary, quite a number of large listed companies and commodities faced a similar correction. For example, natural gas futures corrected 15% in 4 days. Nickel futures traded down 8%. Other casualties and corrections included multiple 10 billion and higher market capitalization companies that are listed in U.S. stock exchanges. Bill.com traded down 30%. Cloudflare presented a 25% correction. Dish Network also faced 25% drop. Ubiquity's price declined 20.4%. As we can see here, Netflix. Oh no, Netflix. Your woke Netflixy declines. Also, what Netflix did too, which I kind of agree with. I'm not it depends. Not my decision. Don't shoot the messenger. They canceled all. They stopped their services in Russia, and that was like something like 900,000 subscribers, like close to 1 million subscribers. And since the war in Ukraine and Russia, they stopped their services, and many U.S. companies did. Many worldwide companies stopped their services in Russia. Netflix was one of them. So they essentially lost 1 million subscribers by doing that. So that also brought it down as well. A number of reasons Netflix is down, but absolutely wrecked. One of the worst losses I've unbelievable. Look at that. Savage from 700. Savage, absolutely savage. Another thing I wanted to talk about too is Ethereum merge. This was a while back, April 13th, but Ethereum merge pushed to Q3 as final chapter of proof of work looms, which I think is good. Now that the economy is absolutely trash, I think this is kind of good that people get to mine a little bit longer with proof of work. because of a particular reason. Now, I don't really want to get into the details of this article, really. I just want to say that they pushed the proof of work. This means that the proof of stake to Q3. That means that proof of work will continue. Proof of work was going to stop in something like June, and now it's going to stop later. And what that would have done, here's why. Because everyone has all of their Ethereum 2.0 still staked, and a lot of that is, since you can't get that out, it's all locked up. And when that unlocks, the price of Ethereum is going to tank a little bit. And here's why. Because you have all of these people that have invested Ethereum 2.0 locked, unable to get that Ethereum out for something like a couple years now. They have all these rewards waiting for them in the form of Ethereum interest. And if they have been waiting nearly 2 years for those rewards, a lot of people are going to immediately sell those rewards, especially because the economy is pretty bad. So they're going to want to sell those rewards. And so with all of that Ethereum unlocking, there's going to be a ton of sell pressure on Ethereum. And with Ethereum already I do not want that. Cryptocurrencies, thank you. With Ethereum already at $2,300, and imagine all of that Ethereum. There's several million Ethereum locked up right now as Ethereum 2.0. So imagine, if you have locked up 20, 30, 100, plus Ethereum. Well, it's 32 Ethereum each. So imagine if you have hundreds of Ethereum locked up in staking and you really need the money, and then you have some plus rewards from waiting all of that time and you need the money, and everybody sells some of their Ethereum. That's quite a bit of sell pressure on Ethereum. Ethereum is for sure going to go down in price. That doesn't I don't see any positive buy pressure on Ethereum because Ethereum unlocks, because their Ethereum 2.0 unlocks. I just don't see any positive buy pressure from that. There's just no reason that it would go up in price from that. So it's just not a good time to unlock it, in my opinion. But that's all I have for you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoy all this fuddy goodness. But this is cryptocurrency. Welcome, guys. It's a cyclical process. This happens every couple years in between the Bitcoin halvings. This is nothing new. This is another 2018. Welcome. 2016 was a halving. 2017 was a great year. 2018 was a bad year. 2020 was a halving. 2021 was a great year. 2022 is a bad year. This is just nothing new. It's just it's a cyclical process, and it's done this again and again and again. And if you haven't figured this out and made some good money from this yet, now you have. You should have a pen and paper and go, 2016 having, 2017 good, 2018 bad, and just write down good, bad, and then make money from doing that, because it's a completely cyclical, identifiable process. And so far, I haven't seen it stray that much. And of course, there's money-making opportunities in between those years with various tokens, processes, and new things coming out. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And as usual, I'll see you guys next time.